Good morning from Epcot's Flower and Garden. We are back to try some more food booths. We've got a pretty good itinerary planned out. Try and do, well, we're hoping for everything we didn't do last time, so.
But we'll see. We could get full.
We could. Or we might just decide we'd really like to save some for next time because this festival runs through July 5th. We're going to be back quite a few times. So the first thing we're trying today is the Taco Vampiro here in Mexico at the Jardín de Fiestas. It comes with a little bit of a street corn. It is braised beef, but honestly, we'll have to look at the description later because I don't remember what all else is in there. I know it's crispy cheese on top, which looks good. Try a little of this corn first. That's really good. It's a very sweet corn with a little bit of that tortilla cheese they use, and just a little bit of heat. It's really quite good. Now this taco is a little smaller than we thought it was going to be, but it looks pretty good. First bite, it's honestly not that great. All you really taste is the cheese. Maybe when I get farther into the taco, but there was some meat in there. I'm afraid I'm not really tasting it very much. We always like the stuff at Mexico, but I think maybe their Festival of the Arts offerings were better. So we'll see how this goes as we go farther in.
When I tried the taco, all the meat was in the center and I took a big bite and 3/4 of it came out all at once. It was okay. The flavors aren't really up front. It's not that flavorful. It's a little greasy. I thought the cheese on the corn sort of overpowered the corn itself, and it's really small. On a scale from 1 to 10 on flavor, I'd give this a 4. On presentation, you know, it's not all that pretty either. I'd give it another 4. Would I come back and get this again? No, I wouldn't.
Well, since Art got most of the meat out of the taco, I did get some. But honestly, it's really blah. It's not really flavorful. The cheese is so greasy, it really overpowers everything. And whatever sauce they have it in just ends up with the cheese grease on top. So taco is not my favorite. The tostado last time was much, much better. However, this street corn, Art thought the cheese took over. I thought it was a wonderful blend. The corn is extra sweet. The cheese is that kind of musky, musty, how else do you describe it? It's one of those kind of strong but not moldy flavored cheeses. I thought it blended beautifully with the sweet corn. It also has some lime to brighten it, and then I think it's the tahini seasoning that we get sometimes in the store. The whole thing was wonderful. A sweet, musky, cheesy, slightly warm, spicy. I loved it. I would eat just the corn over and over and over again. I might try and find a recipe for home, but I wouldn't get the taco again, I'm afraid. So we're here at the Lotus House in China. Well, technically we're not because we already left it. We're inside the quick service restaurant. I wanted to try the papa cakes, potato cakes filled with shrimp and water chestnuts, served with house-made strawberry sauce. Not sure about that, but it sounded interesting enough to try.
I think it sounds pretty weird.
Sometimes sweet on shrimp is good, but I don't know about strawberries. We're gonna find out. It is $7.95 here in China, so here's hoping it's tasty. One thing I noticed going up to the cafe is the people working out at the registers are both from China. And I've just seen a manager of the restaurant walk by and he's from China. I don't know if a lot of the people who worked here were from China but had moved here already. We know the college program isn't on yet, so they have found people who are from China who speak Chinese elsewhere. So Now this, they said, house-made strawberry sauce. This actually has a strawberry on top. And it's a very hard strawberry. It doesn't seem like it's very ripe. Strawberry is a little, let's see here. I'll try that first just because it seems a little hard. It's okay, it is not quite ripe, which actually, strawberry season here in Florida is already over. So we're not getting the good strawberries here anymore. Looks like maybe the shrimp and water chestnuts are diced in here. I'm not getting the crunch from the water chestnuts. I do taste the shrimp. It's definitely strawberry sauce forward at first, which is a little strange. But as the shrimp starts to blend, I kind of like it. I don't think everybody would, but first taste, I am kind of pleasantly surprised.
I'm going to try this thing. It looks and sounds pretty weird. I'm not sure about strawberries and shrimp together. I'm going to find out. Well, I'll say one thing. They don't scrimp on the shrimp. There's a big chunk of shrimp in here. So, surprisingly, this is not too bad. I don't take, I'm sort of taste a crunch of the water chestnuts, but they seem to be almost non-existent. But the shrimp and strawberry surprisingly go very well together. On flavor, I give this a 6. On presentation, it's kind of weird looking with that strawberry on top, but yeah, I'll give it another 6. Would I come get this again? No, I probably wouldn't, but that doesn't mean it's bad.
Final thoughts. If you took a piece of the strawberry with the cakes, that really overpowered it. Strawberry is a little much, but the strawberry sauce with the shrimp cakes was actually quite good. They were definitely a little two-note. It was shrimp and strawberry. But it was something I wanted to try because it was a little out of my comfort zone. I would never have thought to put strawberry sauce on shrimp. I might still not do it because there are so many other flavors that you can use with shrimp, but this was surprisingly tasty. I really enjoyed it. And I might get it again sometime if it were, like if it comes back next year, for example, I might get it again. It was pretty good. I do wish the water chestnuts were a little bit bigger, but they're not gonna have flavor anyway, they're just there for crunch. Well, we may be sitting in Italy, but we went back to Magnolia Terrace that had the wonderful pecan cake. I really wanted to try their crawfish étouffée. There used to be a restaurant in Kansas City that had the most amazing crawfish étouffée. They served in little sweet pie tart crusts. And the sweetness of the tart crust with the spicy étouffée, wow. This is a more classic style étouffée with dirty rice. So crawfish étouffée with andouille sausage and dirty rice is $7.25 at Magnolia Terrace. And it is a pretty good size serving for that. So let's give this a try. Dirty rice has a nice heat to it. The étouffée could have maybe a little more richness. I think they should have let their roux go a little longer, but it's still really tasty. I'm not really tasting any crawfish, but I can taste it in the background. I think it's very small. Oh, there's one. Oh, there's a nice one. Let's try that. That right there, that's a crawfish tail. That is very tasty. I haven't had étouffée in a long time, and I really like this. I wonder if when Port Orleans opens, if they have an étouffée and I just haven't tried it because I love their shrimp and grits so much. I'll have to watch for when they reopen.
This is very good. I like it a lot. There's a little heat to it in the background. I got a big chunk of crawfish. There's a lot of rice, but you expect that. But that's okay because it's a little warm. It balances out. This is really delicious. On a scale from 1 to 10, I give this a solid 8. On presentation, well, it's orange.
Étouffée is not known for being pretty.
No, it's not. So, yeah, okay, I'll give it a 4. It certainly looks like étouffée. Would I get this again? Oh yeah, I would get this again.
So final thoughts on that étouffée. It did need a little something sweet. I think I'm missing that old pastry crust from Kansas City, but it could have had a little corn or maybe cornbread. Cornbread's pretty traditional. Could just be a hurricane on the side though. That provides plenty sweet and rum to cool the heat if it's hot enough for you. But boy, this was pretty good étouffée. I would definitely get it again.
Yeah, with a hurricane.
So we're stopped in Morocco. We have one thing from Japan and 3 things from Morocco. The first thing I want to try, because I'm getting a little thirsty, is a Maaloc pineapple and pear hard cider from Galicia, Spain. Probably would pronounce Maaloc, but I really don't do Spanish very well. I'm a little bit better with like American Spanish. Oh, I can. It almost smells like a mead. Oh, I like that. It's not too sweet. Pineapple is definitely forward. Very, very slightly effervescent. I don't know if I'm tasting a lot of pear, but there's definitely a note under the pineapple, which I think might be the pear. Really nice. Let's see, that was for the 6 ounce, which is always, that's the smaller one, is $4.50. So it's still pretty high for what you get, but hey, it's alcohol at Disney.
Pineapple pear cider. This really sounds interesting. Ooh. That's pretty darn good. Not too sweet. I get the flavors are mixing and changing. This is delightful. Would I get this again? Yes, I would.
Also from Morocco is the Moroccan seafood couscous with shrimp, mussels, olives, preserved lemons, and anchovy breadcrumbs. $7.25. Unfortunately, this one looks like it's been under the heat lamps a little while too. Those mussels look like they're gonna be pretty tough. So we won't try those first. See if I can find something else in there. Oh no, there is a great big shrimp. Look at that. I bet. Oh, there's another one. So if Art wants one, he can have one. I don't think I'm gonna try and eat that entire one or I'd be mollying again. Maybe should have grabbed the knife for that shrimp to divide it up. The mussels may or may not be dry. The shrimp is cooked perfectly, which is hard to do when things are going to be under the heat lamps for a while. I'm not getting a lot of like the lemon. It looks like there's a little one in here. There might be a little bit of harissa from the last time we had the harissa rubbed. It was lamb, wasn't it? It was harissa lamb. So it tastes similar to like that to me, which makes sense since it's Morocco. I'm finding more shrimp in there too. This is really pretty good. I'm not a big green olive fan, but with all of the other spices and the couscous, I'm really enjoying this. So, I guess I'm gonna have to try one of those mussels, but I'm not even gonna try to attempt that on camera. You'll just have to hear about it later.
Well, I think this looks good. Yeah, I hope Elizabeth says it's cold. I'm going to start out with a big old shrimp, and that is a big shrimp. Mmm.
See? Right. Perfect.
Try some of this couscous. Oh, that's really good. Mm-hmm. Now, they gave us 2 mussels. I get one of them. The mussel on the mussel is not coming off. Now that I have it separated from the shell, the mussel is very chewy. It tastes okay. And I really like this dish. I think I'd like to come back and get it again sometime.
Our final treat from Taste of Marrakesh is the lemon magdalena cake with fig compote and sangria gel. It is plant-based, but since it's a lemon cake, I don't think I'm going to notice that much about that. It's $4.75, and it's very pretty. The sangria gel makes a nice little, I hate to say smear, that doesn't sound very artistic, does it? But it's just a nice little wash along the bottom of the plate. Final thoughts on the couscous. The mussels were a little tough, but mussels get that way easily, so I'm not downgrading the couscous for that. The flavors were amazing. They had at least 3 of those huge shrimp in there. I kind of think it is harissa. We might have to start trying to cook with harissa more at home because that was delicious. I would definitely get that again. So now for this lemon cake with fig compote. It is a little grainy, sort of like a corn bread or corn cake, which if it's plant-based, I can understand that. I really don't get flavor from the fig, but it's good to have it because the lemon, this cake has a lot of lemon zest in it. So if you're not a fan of lemon, don't get this. Luckily, I love lemon, so I'm really enjoying this.
Lemon and figs, how bad can this be? Bad is not the word for this. Unless, ooh, that's bad. This is delicious. I really enjoy it. If you get a big chunk of fig and a slice of cake at the same time, they mix beautifully together. I'm gonna finish my half off. One last thing on this lemon fig cake. I frequently say, would I get this again? And say yes or no. I wouldn't mind going back and getting another piece right now. This is really good. So, if you like lemon and fig, you couldn't go wrong with this. I really enjoyed it.
So here inside World Showplace, which for a change is quiet, there are 3 booths, and we got something from each of them. So first is the Cider House, where I got the Three Daughters Brewing Pink Lemonade Hard Cider. Three Daughters is out of St. Petersburg, Florida, so pretty much a local. My ale has this beautiful pink lemonade color. Not ale, I'm sorry, it's cider. Oh, that's yummy. It's not super strong with the lemonade. It's definitely there though. I like that. I might have to go over to Three Daughters sometime and see what's on tap.
Well, the last cider we had, the pear and pineapple from Spain, I got a sip and Elizabeth finished it off. So I'm kind of looking forward to this one.
Hey, it's mine too.
That's pretty good. I really like it.
Then at the Epcot Farmers Feast, Art decided on the duck confit with carrot puree, roasted root vegetables, rainbow chard, and duck jus. That's $7.25.
One of the drawbacks of not getting cooked to order is your duck comes out like this. This has been sitting around way too long. It's dry. It's really not very good. The flavor's good. My root vegetables were nice, but it would be nice if they were like not room temperature. So, on presentation, there's no getting around it. This was a pretty dish. I'd give it a 9 on presentation. On taste, it was dry. I'd give it a 4, maybe a 3.5. I just am really disappointed in the duck.
Then at Festival Favorites, Art wanted the beef brisket burnt ends and smoked pork belly slider. Now, why did Art want that, do you think? With garlic sausage, chorizo, cheddar fondue, and house-made pickle for $7.50.
My cider was pretty good. It says it has burnt ends in it. Well, their burnt ends are chopped up brisket. Well, I like brisket, but that's not what burnt ends are. It had a little smoked sausage on top. It tasted a lot like smoked sausage. The house-made pickle tasted like a dill pickle. It was okay, but it wasn't fabulous. On presentation, this is another one that really looked cool. With that pickle on top and everything, that was really cool. So presentation, 9 easy. Taste, I'd give it a 6. I'm not looking forward to coming back and getting another one.
I took a little bite of the duck. Decent flavor, but very dry, very tough. So duck should never be dry or tough. The brisket pork belly slider, that smoky pork and brisket go beautifully with the cheddar. The house-made pickle is not so great really, but the slider itself is pretty good. I would definitely eat that one again. This duck doesn't hold a candle to France at all. The duck over there and the gnocchi were just amazing. But like I said, the slider was good and I love my lemonade cider. So pretty decent stop in here, 2 out of 3. I can handle that. Hey everybody, we have had a pretty good day here at Flower and Garden again.
Yes, we have.
We decided not to eat at quite so many food booths today because, well, we kind of like it and we kind of would like to have more to do.
Yeah, some of the food was pretty good. The couscous was delicious, but some of it was really not so hot. Some of it has been sitting out, should have been not so dry. So you win some, you lose some. That's why we taste them, so you don't have to.
Oh, but the winners, there were some surprises too. The papa cake from China. Who would have thunk that shrimp and strawberries went together, but they were surprisingly yummy.
I wouldn't have thought that, but I liked it.
It was good. So yeah, some of them are just, they look weird, but if you like the flavors outside, go ahead and give them a try. You might like them together too.
So, with that said, I'm Art.
I'm Elizabeth.
And this is
Our Life on the Go.